education for the marginalized sector of the society with quality, responsive, and relevant education as a tool. PUP, the country's first polytechnic U.
So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to the 12th Annual Research Awards with the theme Pagpapayabong ng Agham at Teknolohiya para sa Sambayanan. This event is made possible by the Polytechnic University of the Philippines in cooperation with the Department of Science and Technology NCR, the OST Technology Application and Promotion Institute, the OST, Philippine Council for Industry, Energy, and Emerging Technology Research and Development, nor the International Distributions. This event was brought to you by Esplana Engineering Review Center, Land Bank of the Philippines, Bounty Agro Ventures Incorporated, BDO Unibank Incorporated, One Food Group Management Services Incorporated. Also, we would like to thank the following: Accenture, Paperlink, Federation of Alumni Associations of PUP Incorporated, PUP College of Engineering Association, SMART, Emerson, and Primer Group of Companies. Also, we acknowledge the different schools who participated in this event. We have Bataan Peninsula State University, Bulacan State University, Cagayan State University, De La Salle University, Manila, Eulogio Amang Rodriguez Institute of Science and Technology, FEU Institute of Technology, Holy Angel University, ICCT Colleges Foundation Incorporated, Jose Rizal University, Mapua University, Marinduque State College, National University, Palumpon Institute of Technology, Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila, Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Technological Institute of the Philippines, Technological University of the Philippines, University of Perpetual Health System, and the University of the East. So a while ago, we have witnessed the scientific research presentation and the first part of the innovation research presentation. And this afternoon, we are about to listen to 2 innovation research presentation and 3 presentations for commercialization research. So, for the first presentation for this afternoon, we have the representatives from the Eulogio Amang Rodriguez Institute of Science and Technology. The title of the research is 360-degree rotating projector controlled by Android phone. The researchers are the following. We have Carl Kenneth Despabiladeras, Charles Kenneth Evasco, Danmar L. Gahom, Maria Bernadette Turo, Joshua Villadolid, Alvin A. Virtosio, and their advisor is Engineer Rogelio Mamaradlo. Let's give them a warm round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Geek, aiming for greater innovations and knowledge from Iris, Manila. We are going to present 360-degree rotating projector controlled by Android phone. Projector is taking a big part in our society. In classroom, offices, conference room, auditoriums, we can see it. Projector basically is used for projecting images into flat surface by using a small lens through light. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. The purpose of the study. The purpose of the study is the efficiency of using projector because it has the following characteristics of the model: versatility, adaptability, and affordability. Versatility, in which our present invention has many uses or applications. Just like what I've said earlier, it can be used in lectures, classrooms, auditoriums. Adaptability, our present invention can be fitted in different situations or instances like seminars, conference, meetings, and lectures. Affordability, as it provides accessible internet and references to get informations and data that we need to improve our present invention. Next, please. Significance of the studies. To educators and consumers, this study will help them to maximize the capability of projecting and greater teaching versatility. It bound to dry erase boards and to present information. To researchers and future researchers, this will help us to know more about 360-degree rotating projector and the functions of each component that are being used. This could be a big help for the next research. By our present invention, our 360-degree is a multi-directional or multi-angle that projects and that can rotate from 0 to 360 degree. It can also move forward, backward, left and right, and then downward, and then upward. Next slide, please. The actual footage. The actual footage shows the mobile application used and the overall user interface of the application that we made for the movements or control of the projector. And first is you need to connect the mobile application, the mobile to the device through wireless connection, and then it has also a button for power on and power off of the projector. And each railings measures 1 meter in length. And then in every end of railings, it has limit switches that automatically stops for the unwanted, or if the user forgets to stop if the user stops to control the mobile phone. Next, please. Result and discussion. The motor is responsible for the movements of the railings and for the rotation. Actuator is used for the upward and downward, and then the limit switch that used to stop or prevent continuous movement on some predetermined point. Next, please. Adaptability. The projector holder can carry different types of projector with our prescribed specifications. We use small motor for the projector holder that can carry 5 kilograms up to 10 kilograms. The bigger the motor, the bigger the capability of it to carry the projector. Affordability. The materials of the present invention is locally available at low cost. It can be found locally in different markets here in Manila, and then next, please. Conclusion and recommendation. Therefore, we conclude that present invention possess the said characteristics of point of invention to be efficient and economical to use. Our team aiming for the efficiency of using projector because it is efficient in the existing, it is manually operated, and then in our present invention, you can control it using mobile phone. Next, please. That's all, thank you. Sorry.
We shall now listen to the comments of our evaluators.
Wala ako.
Hello, magandang hapon.
Magandang hapon.
I have my Android phone. Okay? You have your projector. So the holder can rotate, according to you, your innovation up to 360 degrees. Okay? We have now the projector. Somebody is controlling the projector. But I am part of the audience who has also an Android phone. My question is, with the mobile application of my Android phone, can I also control your projector?
Good afternoon po. We use radio frequency, specifically Bluetooth po. In every Android po, kahit po meron kayong application po namin, yung Bluetooth po is nagtatransmit po siya at single channel. It means po na once the one phone is connected po doon sa aming invention, hindi na po maaaring makakonect yung other Android phone. Unless po, i-disconnect niya po yung present na nakakonect po doon.
So, medyo may problema tayo doon, no? Sa tingin ko lang. Alimbawa, yung dating gumagamit, dinisconnect na. Hello? Nag-disconnect siya. Okay? So, ako ngayon, pwede ako makonect through, ano ba yan, Bluetooth? Pwede. Yon ko lang Bluetooth ko or whatsoever. Pwede. Basta yung unang nag-connect, i-disconnect lang niya.
Para po makakonect po and makontrol po yung invention namin, dapat po magkaroon po muna kayo ng dinevelop po naming application intended po para po sa aming invention po.
So ibig sabihin, nako-control pa rin.
Um,
Yung invention nyo, okay, meron lang kayong pagbibigyan nun. Tama ba? Yung intindi ko? So that person can only control the movement of your projector. So yung iba, kahit na may Android phone sila, hindi sila pwedeng mag-connect doon. Tama ba?
yes.
Turuan niyo ako, anak. Tama
Hindi
ba?
hindi po sila makakonect. Even po na may Bluetooth po sila sa cellphone nila.
So
hindi
isa
po
isa lang talaga kung sino.
Hindi po rin, ma'am. Makakonect po if may application po kayo. Yung dinevelop po namin mobile application for Android po.
Ibig sabihin yung dinevelop nyo, hindi ngayon presently, okay, na nakikita sa mobile phone ngayon.
Yes, ma'am.
I-download ko.
Yes, ma'am.
I-download ko.
Yes, ma'am.
Tinry nyo na ba yun?
Mada-download nyo lang po once na na-publish na po tong invention po namin. Kasi yung invention po kasi namin, may device and the mobile application
okay.
po.
O alimbawa, okay na yan. Nandyan na. Binigay nyo na ngayon.
Apo.
Na-download.
Apo.
O di kahit sino, pwedeng i-download na yan.
Yes po, ma'am. Once na
O
na-publish
di
na po.
ganito ngayon senaryo, ha? Nag-download ako. Nag-download si ma'am.
Yes.
Are you there? Andito tayo ngayon. So meron na kaming mobile, ngayon, apps. Kasi dinownload na namin pareho. Eh di pwede kaming mag-control ngayon ng sabay doon.
Again po, ma'am, ang gamit po namin dito is Bluetooth connection. Ibig sabihin po, at single channel. Ibig sabihin, kung sino lang po yung unang nakakonect, siya lang po yung pwedeng
So yun ang control
Yes.
nyo. So
Yes
once
po.
na na-disconnect siya doon, tsaka lang pwedeng pumasok yung isa.
Apo, ma'am.
Okay. Salamat.
Thank you po.
Hello, good afternoon. So, since Bluetooth siya, di ba, normally merong distance limitation ng Bluetooth connection. In connection with mom's question, even if ako yung unang nakakonect, pero lumayo ako, and then may nandun, kahit hindi niya disable, makakapag-connect ang mas malapit, right?
Our ang Bluetooth connection is range up to 10 meters lang po. Once na-connected siya, and lumayo po siya out of the range, hindi niya na po makokontrol yung present event.
Exactly, so it doesn't really have that 1:1 fidelity, right?
Yes.
So kung within 10 meters ako first, and then may umalis ako, nag-CR ako, anyone within the 10 meters, pwede niya i-control. Is it correct?
No, ma'am. Yung unang paano po, nakakonect sa phone and within the range of 10 meters, siya lang po yung makakontrol.
Yes, exactly. I mean, yun nga, si person A, within 10 meters, umalis siya sa 10 meters, so disabled siya agad. So anyone na next na makakonect within that, makakapag, right?
Exactly,
Makakakonect
ma'am.
siya. So wala nga siyang 1:1, parang hindi siya ownership, right?
Yes. Basta po you have our mobile application po.
Okay. Tapos may basically you're using an old school projector. It's basically the same. So the main innovation is that you could control a holder of a projector. Is that correct?
Yes. Our point of innovation there is yung mechanism and yung yung mechanism.
Okay, so if, for example, those film na ginagamit to move yung mga film cameras, it has the same mechanism, right? Am I correct? Yung pang-move ng mga film sa camera or yung video cams, ang difference lang is yours ay may Bluetooth. And then that one has wire, right? So that's the main innovation. Yours is controlled through an app base which we could connect via wireless connection.
Yes.
So did you think why it was implemented na with wire yung mga ganong application kesa Bluetooth?
Our main purpose of this study po is to innovate the existing projector po.
Projector?
I mean the mechanism of projector. Yung paano po ginagamit yung
So
projector.
it's the projector holder,
Yes.
not really the projector.
Yes po.
So anything na ilagay ko doon sa mechanism nyo kahit hindi projector, okay lang?
Yes po.
Alright, sige. Thank you.
Thank you po.
What is your estimated cost?
In market value is approximately 15K to 20K po. And
Thank you very much. One more applause.
thank you po.
Hi, a pleasant afternoon to everyone. I am Adrian Manuel from the Technological Institute of the Philippines, Quezon City. And the innovation that we present today is entitled Magnetic Gears for Lossless Power Transmission. So I would like to give a brief introduction on the process of power transmission and gears. So gears such as spur, helical, bevel, and worm gears are the most commonly used power transmitting elements. So to further understand the mechanism of gears, we have here a simple illustration that illustrates how the mechanism works. So we have here on the left is the traditional way of the use of gears. So the motion of one shaft is transferred to another through the contacts of the gear teeth. On the right is the simplified gear setups, which illustrates simply that a gear is a series of levers that interact with each other through physical contact in which the motion is transferred. So they have been used for a vast majority of applications such as automotives and motorcycles. And we have the power transmission device is an arrangement of gears with different number of teeth such that torque and speed is reduced or increased. Although they are sufficient and effective in power transmission, there are a few drawbacks in this setup. So the first is that the gear operation is noisy and produces a lot of heat due to impact forces and friction. Next is, and due to the engagement of the toothed gears, some of the parts of the machine may get permanently damaged due to excessive loading. So gearboxes are often mounted on bearings that are fixed, and therefore, if there is an overload, there is no way of detaching the gears to itself. And lastly, gears are usually produce a lot of friction, so lubrication is required for smooth operation. So how can we make a gear that is frictionless, noiseless, flexible, and lastly more efficient? So let's take this illustration and see that the teeth of the gears are in contact with each other. So that is the primary mode of operation of a gear. To make the gears frictionless and contactless, we need to remove the teeth of the gears. But pretty much this is impossible to do, and the operation is basically useless because motion will not transfer from one shaft to another because there is no contact. So how can we make a gear that is contactless? So next please. It can be done by placing and arranging magnets around the circumference of the gear in a manner that the polarity of a teeth of a gear pair is opposite to the counterpart on the other gear. Moreover, this causes repulsion as well as attraction between the teeth of the gears, effectively locking them together without contact. So to illustrate this idea, next please, we have here an arrangement of gears. The rectangular pieces are the gears, and the red and blue circles represent the north and south poles of the magnetic gears. So as we see here, the magnetic field, which is denoted as A, is attracted to the opposing magnetic field in the B. But the adjacent magnetic gears that are placed, that are denoted in C and D, are repelled. Next, please. So what are the advantages of using magnetic gears? First, it is contactless. Since we remove the teeth of the gears and replace them with magnets, there is actual interaction without physical contact. Next, it is frictionless. Since the gears are physically in contact, they produce a lot of friction, and by removing them, we reduce the frictional losses in the power transmission. There is also minimal vibrations as there are no impact forces that are directly imposed to the gears. Also, there are mechanisms that isolate vibrations between the gears because there is cushion in between the gears that are basically a gap wherein vibrations may not transmit. And next, there is no wear and tear because there are no physical contacts between the gears, which can cause permanent damage to the gears. And lastly, there is an inherent safety mechanism by using this gear method because, as we know, magnets cannot transmit sufficiently large power due to the magnetism of the gears. So if there is overload, the gears will automatically slip and discontinue the power flow. Next, please. So we have here the working prototype. So we take a look at this example. We 3D printed a magnetic gear carrier, and we've inserted permanent neodymium magnets in which the opposite poles are arranged. Next. Then we put them in a shaft, just like a regular power transmission. Next, we fabricated the frame and installed some bearings to fix the shafts in place. And then we added a shifting mechanism and some electronics to complete the prototype. So we have here the actual pictures of the prototype. And as we can see, we have improved by imposing a automatic shifting mechanism with stepper motors. Next. Here we see the gear ratios, which are 5:3, 1:1, and 3:1. So another view of the prototype in which showcases the electronics, which is Arduino-based, that controls the shifting mechanism. Next, please. So we see here a video of the prototype actually working, and as we can see, there is no contact between the gears of the transmission. And by pushing a button, we automatically shift from one gear ratio to another. So notice that there is no power interruption when we shift gears. So normally in our manual transmission automotives, we have to press the clutch and then shift to another gear. So our power transmission does not require a clutch because basically you can just shift when you like, or if the requirement is there. Next, please. So what are the applications of this innovation? First, we have the automotives. If we can continue to develop this invention, we can actually replace the transmission of our automotives by the use of magnetic gears. Next is wind turbines. As I have said earlier, magnetic gears have an inherent safety mechanism in which if there is excess loading and torque, it automatically discontinues the power. So your generator, or your wind generator is safe, as well as water current turbines which operate in the sea, and as you know, occurrence in the sea can be very dramatic. Also, aerospace applications. In the vacuum of space, we have what we call cold welding, in which metals actually bond together without any form of welding. So by the use of contactless gears, we eliminate the contact when we are transferring power. So it's very useful in aerospace applications. So in conclusion, this study aims to continue developing the technology of magnetic gears as a replacement for conventional gears where the mechanical problems occur, such as friction, vibration, noise, and high maintenance cost. The use of magnetics in mechanical applications is proving to be the future of efficient motion transfer. So the technologies such as magnetic levitation and magnetic actuators actually prove that there is a place in mechanical engineering for magnetics. Thank you very much.
Let us now listen to the comments of our evaluators.
Thank you. Good day. I have a few questions. First, can the speed of rotation be still controlled? If yes, how will it work? Then second, will the torque produced by the rotating shaft be the same to that one using gears having teeth? Thank you.
So for the first question, um, the motors are actually controlled through an electronic control system that we are optimizing today. However, the motors that we use are actually can be replaced by any prime mover. So for example, you have a wind turbine, you can attach that prime mover to the power transmission also. And second, the torque is solely dependent on the gear ratios of the power transmission. So an equivalent per gear mechanism can be should replace the there would be the same output as the traditional gears, sir, depending on the size and the strength of the magnetic.
Okay, okay. Kasi ang
permanent
concern ko
magnets.
doon, umiikot siya kasi wala pang masyadong bigat na kinikere. Parang sa automotive. Baka hindi na siya umikot kapag yung pinapaikot natin connected na sa masyadong mabigat na bagay kasi magnetic ang nagpapaikot at hindi yung may teeth.
But
Kaya concern ako sa torque.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
But the application of this can be scaled by using larger magnets, sir. So if there is a larger requirement for torque, we shall use larger magnets for that application.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
One of the target in connection to Sir's question, yung sa aerospace, right? So materials in aerospace are actually calculated according to where you target that function. So if you're going to increase the size of the gear for that amount of power, you will be also increasing the weight of the actual apparatus that you're going to apply this. Did you consider, for example, for this amount of power, this is how large the gears and also, of course, the addition of the magnets would be, and then the size and then the weight. So because the mechanism is okay, but it is contradicting your target industry. So we're concerned about the weight and the load when you're going to apply the mechanism you've just discussed.
So for the current state of the technology today, it is solely suitable for normal applications such as automotives and small-scale power transmission. So as this technology improves, we can see that there is improvement in those areas of studies.
So for the current, like for a simple sedan, how large would the gear and the amount of magnets would be? And what will be the percentage of the weight of your mechanism to the total weight of the car, for example?
For those applications that there are really high requirements for torque and RPMs, we can consider having a different setup on the gear. So currently we have a tangential gearing mechanism wherein the gears are tangent to each other. So if there is a high enough requirement for torque, we can make it to be internal gear system or even planetary. So this application has many more iterations that can be done for those kinds of applications.
Hello, hello. Your study is focused on eliminating totally the losses. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
By using your magnetic gears, compare this with the conventional one. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Ano ba yung mga losses na to na talagang totally na-eliminate at how can you convince us talaga na ito ay totally na-eliminate nyo with your magnetic gears versus the conventional gears?
So as you have proven through our prototype, we can see that there is no physical contact between the shafts and the gears, but there is still motion being transferred. So in that, we eliminate the friction, the vibrations, and as well as the noise that a traditional spur gear may produce.
Okay. Now, our panel there is really correct. Now, this is a research, and you have to prove it in terms of data. While it is very obvious that it is rolling, no, it is rotating, but there is still some power there that is being emitted due to magnetic forces. And there is also a need for you to use power if there is already an existing load para mo ma-rotate yon based on the load. Meron kang power na required to rotate the wheel based on the amount of load that is being driven. So yun yung mga dapat nating makita. Kung halimbawa, if it is a gear that has been attracted, this is the power that you use to drive this amount of load. Now, using your frictionless, what will be the power to drive this particular same amount of load with the same gear that you are trying? Yung ano ba? Pero definitely may bago yan in terms of configuration. Baka napakalaki ng magnetic mo na kailangan mong igamitin, no? So, what we want to see is really a data which is actually lacking in your presentation. So, yun yung makakapag-convince sa amin because the title speaks for what you have been explaining. Yung ano lang natin. Ha? Magbigay ka ng data para, tsaka mahirap. Mahirap nating i-ano to. If you're going to IP protect it, kailangan meron kang range of information. No? Range of information that you can validate and then application sa aerospace ka pa, sa automotive, lahat ng yan, there are corresponding forces or power needed in this particular industry that you are recommending. So, yun yung dapat nating ma-emphasize doon sa research ninyo.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much once again. Technological Institution of for your presentation and other years for this is our transmission.
Okay, so hello PUP. Good afternoon everyone. We are from the Technological Institute of the Philippines, Quezon City. And first of all, we would like to thank our distinguished panelists over there, faculty members of PUP, and my fellow students. Okay, so let's start. Every once in a while, we from the academic community are given an opportunity to change lives. Our group didn't see this opportunity to invent crazy stuff or even crazy robotic things, but rather we chose to see this opportunity to revitalize home healthcare and independent living of the people around us. So that is why we came up with this solution, which is a mobility aid that enables someone to climb and descend stairways whilst also enabling them to safely walk around the ground. Okay, so first of all, what is a walking frame? So under a mobility aid is a walking frame. Next slide. So a walking frame is one of many assistive devices that you can find in the market. Usually it looks like that. Okay? So it has a rigid frame body and it's made of aluminum. Okay? So let me tell you two patents that I have researched in the internet. If you look carefully at the first patents of a walking frame. Next slide. So one is called an invalid walker. An invalid walker is just a simple walker with joints that stabilizes the user. While the second one is a dual-purpose walking frame wherein it enables the user to climb and descend stairways. But here's the catch. I'll tell you later. Okay, next slide. So an invalid walker is the inspiration for most of the current existing products today. As you can see, there's a foldable walker over there. There's a walker that has a wheel, and there's a walker that you can sit on. Okay? Now, the second one, next slide, is a dual-purpose walking frame. But have you ever imagined this being available at the market? Currently, there are no available devices like this in the market. Why is that? Next slide. So this first patent is very difficult to use. Why? Figure 4, you can see the handles at the bottom, you'll have to turn it over first before you can use it on the ground. Okay? Figure 2 and 3 is just for walking upstairs, walking downstairs. It's pretty normal. But in figure 4, you can see it's quite hard for a disabled person to turn it over just to walk in a perpendicular ground, right? Next slide. Now, if you make a business 101 graph with a easy to use axis and a safe on stairs axis, the dual purpose walking frame is just about there. Safe on stairs, not so easy to use. While the invalid walker, the first one, the regular one, is easy to use, but not so safe. Because it can actually be used on stairs, but you need assistance. You depend on someone. You depend on a handrail. Now, what we would like is our design to be on the topmost right. Something that is safe on stairs and something that is easy to use. We want something that adapts to the user, not something that the user adapts to. Okay? Next slide. Now, to achieve this, we used a method in engineering design, which is called iterative design. So iterative design, as you can see, it has many factors. So we took note of these factors in the design of the walking frame itself, but I would like to emphasize on 3: progressive, user-centered, and non-complex system. Progressive. So what we have in mind is to make a design that continuously improves. Okay? So it might not be that super special right now, but in the future, it can be. All right? Second is user-centered. Since this is an assistive device, we need it to be focused on the capabilities of the user, not their needs. Third is non-complex system. We want something that can easily be used. No manuals, no instruction manuals, no need for instructions. Right? Next slide. Now, who's this for? This is for the persons that you can see in the slide. The ones that depend on someone to move around the community. The ones that are injured on one foot that can move on their own. Even me, after 40 years, maybe I could depend on this, right? Next slide. So what we made is the existing design, we scrapped out all the joints that are encircled right there. So we removed them and throw in some aesthetics. We throw in some engineering concepts in mechanical engineering, and we came up with this proposed design. Next slide. So this is our proposed design. Our proposed design consists of a metal walking frame made of aluminum and a custom-made mechanism that I assure you, you won't find anywhere. Next slide. Let's first discuss of the two main parts. So all of these components that you see here are divided into two parts, the frame body and the mechanism. Next slide. The frame body consists of many parts, but the only thing that is important there is the moving flat bar support. Because, next slide. The moving flat bar support, because it is enjoined with the mechanism itself later. I will discuss it later. Next slide. So this frame body is actually simulated according to standards. Standards in ISO standards 19199, I presume. It's about testing of walking frames. All right, so it was tested to handle up to 100 kilogram user and a load of 1,500 newtons at the top frame. So it was our basis of simulations that were run through SolidWorks, which is our CAD software. Next slide. So yeah, so the mechanism, as I've said before, the most important part of the frame body is the moving flat bar support. Why? Because it is connected to the most distinguished part of the whole assembly, which is the mechanism. The mechanism consists of a gear, which is inspired by mechanical engineering concepts in machine design, and a simple bicycle brake lever. As I've said earlier, we want a non-complex system. So this is what we had in mind. Next. So after all these simulations, we also underwent a mass evaluation in SolidWorks, and we came up with this result. So the frame body, everything in this assembly is like 98% aluminum, aside from the plastics, which is the brake lever. All of it is like aluminum, and the frame body weighed 2.7 kilograms and the mechanism weighed 0.4. If you add it all up, it's just 3.2 kilograms. In difference with the existing walking frame, which is 2 to 4 kilograms, I assume that there's not much of a difference, right? Because ours had another functionality. Okay, next slide. Now, for the prototype, I would like to request one of my group members to go ahead and demonstrate how to operate our prototype. So our prototype is fully made of stainless, and the mechanism itself is made of plastic because of constraints involving resources and manufacturing, because we're still students, right? So there's 4 simple steps in operating the prototype or our design. Next slide. So the 4 easy steps is carry, unlock, lock, and move. Go ahead and demonstrate it, my friend. Carry, unlock, lock, and move. Simple as that. Again, carry, unlock, lock, move. Going downstairs, unlock, lock, move. There. Okay. Okay, so this is our assembly. Custom mechanism, which is made of plastics, as I have said. Well, if you can probably check on this, our final design is made of fully aluminum. And as you can see, the gear is quite large because it is made of plastic. So we made sure that it can withstand the weight of the user in this prototype. So we made it a bit thicker. Next slide. Oh, that's the demonstration. Okay. Next slide. So the prototype results. By the way, this is just for the prototype, okay? So the mechanism design is working despite the change in the proportions due to said constraints. As I've said, there are manufacturing resources constraints, so that's why we came up with just this prototype. The body frame is rigid and stable, considering the adjustments. The prototype functions like the existing non-wheeled walking frame. As you can see earlier, it was able to be used on ground and sorts. The prototype successfully achieved its purpose to climb and descend straight or L-shaped stairway. So this actually prototype is designed according to the National Building Code. So it might have constraints involving the measurement of the stairs, but our final design has a lot more flexibility because the number of teeth on the gear on our final design is much more, let's say, numerous. Like I believe it's 60 teeth. This one is just 12 teeth. Okay, so it can adjust the device itself to any stairways. Next slide. Now for the improvements. So the enhanced one is the one that we have made for our final design, and the existing one is the currently one in the market. So the three most bottom part are the only differences. Okay, adapting body frame. So that's our main innovation for this device. The mechanism itself, okay, which is attributed to our mechanical engineering knowledge, can be used both in any straight and L-shaped stairways. Of course, you can't not use it on a curved stairway. It's just impossible. Replaceable components, as you can see, in our design, there's seat post height adjustment for like a bicycle. So you can replace those and even replace the brake lever if it gets damaged. Next slide. Now, as a result of this study, walking frame devices are no longer limited to just normally be used on surfaces, walking surfaces, but it can now be used also in stairways, up and down, it doesn't matter. Now, these same users that use the walking frames that are normally used on walking surfaces can now possibly change their minds and upgrade to the newly one that we have discovered right here. So that is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let us now listen to the comments of our evaluators.
Magandang hapon.
Hello po, good afternoon.
Well, you're very good in your presentation, but I am not really that satisfied for the reason that you are falling under commercialization. So what do I expect in your presentation? You should tell us if this is acceptable just in case in the market, how much is the price?
So
Okay?
actually,
Because it is commercialization. Baka ako, kulang ang pera ko, ang bibiling ko, yung simple na lang. Dahil yung budget ko, yun lang. Eh kung maganda yung produkto mo, mahal naman, kulang ang pera ko, hindi rin nakakatulong sa akin. Baka naman maganda na, mura pa, di okay yun, di ba? Now, why is it you did not present to us the financial aspect of your project?
so actually, ma'am, just to be honest with you, our study just includes the design of the frame itself. But we did consider the constraints involving marketing and such, but we didn't include it. Why? Because one of our design intentions that I have said earlier is being progressive. Now, what I mean by progressive, we do not actually want this to be out yet fully. We want it to just progressively improve and improve on it so that on its final pace, it can be fully marketed. That is the main reason. Because as you can see, it's just simple. I mean, walking frames nowadays have wheels. Walking frames nowadays have a seat. Now, if we can project this to our design, well, I think we can have a marketing, let's say, advantage.
Are you telling me you are, what do you commercialize? Your design or your product itself? If I may ask you, do you commercialize your design or do you commercialize your product itself?
The design, ma'am. It's the custom mechanism itself, because it is the one that we innovated for the device itself.
In other words, you're going to sell this to somebody and eventually,
They could improve
okay,
it.
they will
Yes.
manufacture your products.
Yes.
So as if those moment, you don't have really an idea onto how much. Is that your
Well,
reason?
actually, we do have an idea, but metals nowadays have changing price values. So,
we are talking today, okay? Your research is good for presentation today. So I do believe when you present your study, at least you have an idea, okay, as to how much, if your time consideration is today, isn't it?
Okay,
Because
so-
you're presenting it today. I do not mind as to how much is the markup for, a few months from now. For me, the good research commercialization should tackle, okay, the financial.
okay.
That is only my idea.
Yes,
okay?
ma'am. I
Thank
fully
you.
understand it. But I
Thank
would
you.
just like to extend another of my statements. We do have an idea of its market value, but we didn't just fully disclose it, but we do want it to be like 5,000. As I've said earlier from the previous panelists that have went to our booth.
Okay, isama nyo na lang.
Okay.
Salamat.
Hi, good. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Basically, your project is an innovation of the current, right? So part of research should be if there are same products that use the same mechanism. Is it correct?
There are none, ma'am.
So what is the exact difference between this product and a quick search on what's this? Adjustable Walker by Shalini Kumari back in 2014, which is already in the market. It has the exact same mechanism and also the exact frame, and also they also have the marketing plan already. So if you're telling me about innovation, you have to tell me the difference between what is already in the market and as far as your innovation in this project.
Yes, ma'am. So I've actually searched about that. So it's the one from India, right? India?
Yes.
Okay, so as I've seen in the pictures only, I haven't seen about the patent yet because I haven't searched on the patent in India. But the mechanism...
When you say patent, it's not just country specific. It's worldwide. So if you're searching for a patent, it would come out anywhere, no matter where it came from. The product is.
Oh, there's as far as I've known, there's no like technical writings about it. So, but I've seen the one in India. I've seen the
Yes.
picture, but as I have seen, it's not the same mechanism as this one. Because I
Okay.
believe.
So if you don't know the mechanism of that, how could you answer me about the difference of your product and that product?
Well, that's the problem, ma'am, because we can't search of the patent, as I've said, because it's only a picture. No?
No, it's not a picture.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you should search on it
I'll
first
recommend-
because
I'll put in the
it might
recommendations.
be, yes, especially if you're targeting it for commercialization.
Okay.
It's really exactly the same.
Actually, it's a follow-through. I saw that particular patent. Now, kaya lang ako magtatanong sa'yo kasi sabi mo kanina, Ang ibebenta mo, yung design, not the product.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right? Design. So, if you are now the owner of the design, assuming na walang may ibang patent na coming from India, do you have the idea na pwede mo siyang mapapatent sa Pilipinas?
Yes.
Bakit?
Well, I haven't seen a patent of it on the Philippines.
So you don't see by yourself or you refuse kasi meron naman talagang patent, no? The reality, there is already an existing patent similar to yours. The point here now is how can you now sell your design if there is an existing patent similar to you? Don't you think that you are infringing the right of the patent holder? The commercial viability now of your product is actually valueless as far as ownership of the design is concerned. As far as ownership of the design, my issue here is design. Okay? But you can sell your product in the Philippines kahit na may patent sa India hanggat hindi yan nagpa-file ng patent dito sa Pilipinas. Since it's 2014, lapsed na yung sa India. You can still sell your product here in the Philippines. Even meron ng patent sa India. Kasi hindi naman siya territorial ang patent, iho.
Okay.
Okay. Kaya tinanong ko sa iyo yan dahil design ang ipagbibili mo. Hindi naman ikaw may-ari ng design. Kaya yun ang tanong ko, no? Yun ang tanong ko. Tama yung tanong ni Ma'am eh. Is it the product or the design? If it is the product, you have the right to sell it here. My only question now is your matrix. Lightweight. Eh nung hinawakan ko, mabigat, sabi mo. Oh, anong sabi mo? Sir, para aluminum yan. Eh hindi naman aluminum yung prototype mo. Bakit chinikan mo yung lightweight?
Well,
Di ba? And those are the things, no? Because I really observed your product when I visited you. So yun lang naman. So, right now, you have to think into considerations those things that I advise you. Is it the design or the product? Yun ang inyong munang pag-aralang maigi.
okay, thank you, sir.
Commercialization tayo, commercialization.
Galing
ma'am.
ako sa labas kanina, so I didn't know the other discussion. Anong timbang niya ngayon?
The prototype or the final version?
That one.
That weighs around 10 to 12 kilograms.
Medyo mabigat yun. For senior citizens,
Ano?
medyo
7 to 10.
kilogram is
Yeah, it's
too
7 to
heavy.
10. But because, as I've said a while ago, our prototype, we came up with that because of constraints involving manufacturing and resources. So we can't really do much.
You really need to come up with something light, very light, because definitely hindi yan kaya ng isang senior citizen.
Yes.
Hello. Kaya lang pagka naging aluminum na siya, kaya pa ba ng property ng aluminum yung pag-carry ng mga weight? Kasi
Yes, sir.
magkaiba ng property ang stainless at aluminum.
Yes, sir. So we actually tested it on our simulations in SolidWorks. So as you've seen
So you
earlier,
input the properties of aluminum in your...
yes. So
in your,
the aluminum property is for aluminum 6,000. Yeah, right. 6,000 extruded tubes. We put it as a property, and we tested it, and the results came out as good.
Okay.
Thank you.
For the presentation.
day, everyone. We're from Technological University of the Philippines, Manila. We all know that time is priceless and precious for everyone, so we should never, ever waste it. Time is like a running river which goes constantly ahead, but it never runs back. I'm gonna ask you a question. Are you one of those buko lovers who waste their time in choosing their type of coconut and end up being disappointed? Well, if that's the case, worry no more, because our team would really love to introduce to you a time-efficient, portable, and a user-friendly coconut knocking device that will automatically determine the coconut maturity. May I present to you the Acoustics, Classification and Data Analysis. Our project study is entitled as Arduino-based Sound Acquisition System for classification of coconut maturity using fast Fourier transform algorithm. For the introduction, coconut is known for its versatility because it could lead into many end products such as baskets, medicines, coconut milks, coconut shake, buko salad, and many more. These coconuts could only be found in the tropical countries such as the Philippines. And according to Philippine Coconut Authority, the coconut industry comprises 26% of the agricultural land in the Philippines and about 3.26 million hectares planted to coconut, which represents 64 out of 81 provinces in the Philippines. Nowadays, distinguishing coconut's maturity, the farmers as well as the vendors use their trained ears to classify the coconuts into 3 classification levels, namely the malauhog, malakanin, and malatenga. For malauhog, it is 2 months old, it has a thin and transparent meat content, and it has a high water content. It has a softer sound when knocked. For the malakanin, it is 4 months old, thick meat content, and it is used for salads, shakes, and candies. Its acoustic properties is woody and louder sound. And lastly, for malatenga, it is 5 months and up old. It has the thickest and opaque meat content. It is best for export and it has a sloshing and louder sound. However, their technique or their method has no scientific basis, thus leaving it as a known technique with no proven foundation. That is why the main purpose of our study is to revolutionize the traditional way of classifying the coconut and establish a standard that has a proven foundation. We aim to characterize coconuts according to its meat content, thickness, and acoustic properties. The meat thickness was measured using the vernier caliper, and the acoustic properties was acquired using the manual sampling. The coconut is manually knocked, and then the sound it produced will be recorded as well as the thickness measured. Then an octave program is used to process the data that will eventually result to its peak frequency. Next is to design or develop a coconut knocking device. Here is the evolution of our knocking device. The initial design is illustrated in the first figure, and many improvements have been done until we came up to our final design. We also fabricated 3 devices which were deployed in the different deployment areas. Here is the final design of our knocking device, having a dimension of 170 millimeters in length, 50 millimeters in height, and 42 millimeters in width. Here is the labeled parts of our device. We have here the customized sound collector that collects the sound, the solenoid that knocks the coconut, the battery indicator, the on or off switch, the charging port, the push button, and the LED indicator, which represents the maturity of the coconut. For the system block diagram, first, the solenoid knocker performs its mechanical movement of knocking the coconut shell, then it will be gathered by the sound acquisition system. The microcontroller processes the algorithm that will determine the coconut's maturity, which will be represented by the LED indicators. This is our program flow chart. It shows the program flow on how the device works. We also aim to design a sound acquisition circuit to be integrated with the coconut knocking device. As we can see, it is the customized sound acquisition system. Lastly, we aim to test the functionality and deploy the device for use in the communities. For the significance of the study, the target beneficiaries are the coconut farmers, sellers or traders, and lastly, the consumers. For the testing of the prototype, we fabricated 3 devices that were tested and deployed in Sultan Kudarat, San Juan, Manila, and Balintawak Market. This is the actual photo taken in Agora Market. The next one is from Balintawak Market. And the last one is from the coconut farm owned by Mrs. Anunciacion Capote in Sultan Kudarat. For the actual footage, here is the video demonstration on how the device works. Here is the device, and we have the 3 LED indicators. The first one is for Malatenga, the next one is for Malakanin, and the last one is for Malauhog. And we have here the push button that will trigger the solenoid. As we can see, we have switch and the charging port. And now the device is ready. We're going to switch on the device. We're going to place the sound acquisition system to the surface of the coconut and push the button. As we can see, the result is Malauhog. And for the next coconut, we're going to switch on the device. And also, we are going to place the mouth of the coconut knocking device to the coconut. And as we can see, the result is Malakanin. And lastly, for the final coconut, switch on the device and place it on the surface of the coconut and push the button. And the LED indicates that it is a Malatenga coconut. Here is the actual video taken in Agora Market last January 2019. So, it was used by Mr. Ronnie in Agora Market. As we can see, it is Malauhog. He says that it is a Malauhog coconut. After opening it, we can see that it is a Malauhog coconut having no mid thickness at all. For the next one, it is Malatenga, the oldest one. And as we can see, he topped the coconut and opened it. If we're going to see the mid thickness, it is very thick. We use the vernier caliper to measure the coconut thickness. And lastly, a Malakanin coconut that is best for salads, candies, and many more. He said that it is tama lang for Malakanin. He opened it, and as we can see, it has the middle thickness. We also deployed it on Sultan Kudarat, a coconut owned by Mrs. Anunciacion Capote. For the data and results, in initial sampling, 60 coconuts were gathered for the use of data gathering. It has been determined that the Malauhog has a frequency range of 200 to 399 Hz, having a mid-thickness range of 0 to 2 millimeters and having a correlation value of 0.86, which means that the frequency and the mid-thickness is related. For the Malakanin, the frequency range is 400 to 599 Hz, having a mid-thickness of 2.1 to 5.5 millimeters, having a 0.87 correlation value. Lastly, for Malatenga, it is 600 to 800 Hz, having a 5.6 to 7 millimeters mid thickness and having a 0.89 correlation value, which means that the frequency and the mid thickness is related. Before deploying it, an initial sampling has been conducted. So out of 45 coconuts, 39 were categorized correctly and only 6 coconuts were categorized incorrectly. Deploying it on a farm in Sultan Kudarat, out of 74 coconuts, 70 were characterized correctly and only 4 coconuts were characterized incorrectly. Combining the two data, the Malauhog, out of 33 coconuts, 31 were classified correctly and 2 were classified as Malatenga. For Malakanin, out of 40 coconuts, 34 were classified as Malakanin and 6 were classified as Malatenga. And lastly, for Malatenga, out of 46 coconuts, 2 were classified as Malakanin and 44 were classified as Malatenga. To sum it up, out of 119 coconuts, 109 were classified correctly and only 10 were classified incorrectly, having an accuracy of 91.597%. Now, we're going to compare the performance of the mangangatok and the device. The error rate of mangangatok is 8.571% and the error of the device is only 8.403%. We consider the cost efficiency of each device so that the device costs 2,598 pesos. Here is the profit trajectory for 6 weeks of use. We assume that there were 100 coconuts, cost 25 pesos each, for a total of 2,500 pesos. If we are going to pay for the labor fee of the mangangatok, which cost 500 pesos, the total profit will be 2,000 pesos. But if you're going to invest in our device, which costs 2,598 pesos, you will have a profit of 12,300 pesos in 6 weeks. For the rate of return trajectory for 6 weeks of use, if we are going to cash out 500 pesos for the labor fee of the mangangatok, we will have an income of 2,000 pesos, having a rate of return of 300%, a total of 12,000%. But if you're going to invest in our device that costs 2,598 pesos, we will have a rate of return of 999,000%. So here are the feedbacks coming from our user. Nakakatulong ang device, hindi na daw kailangan pa ng itak na pangkatok. Mas mabilis na gamitin sa market at mas okay kung mas magaan. It is from Mrs. Anunciacion Capote of Lebac from Sultan Kudarat. For the next one, it is from Kuya Ronnie of San Juan City. From Raymond Victorio of Balintawak Market, he is a vendor. From Jennifer Martin, a consumer. Arcely Cabu, also a consumer. For the conclusion, we can conclude that the coconut maturity has direct relationship to both thickness and frequency as evidenced to above 85% correlation value. Also, standards was established categorizing the maturity stages. For the device, the designed knocking device is compact, durable, and ergonomically designed as evident to feedbacks obtained and changes from the very first prototype to the final. For the sound acquisition circuit, it is capable of gathering sounds efficiently since the device made can process the sound it gathers correctly, and lastly, the device exhibits an accuracy of 91.6%. For the future plans, we recommend the replacement of the current microcontroller with another one of same function but with lesser cost. Up to 75% can be saved. And we also recommending the injection molding for the device for the approximately 70% off for the fabrication cost. And that's all. Thank you.
We shall now listen to some of our evaluators.
Hello, magandang hapon. Ako ulit ang pinauna, no? I really like your device.
Thank you po.
But given the chance to improve further your device, what will be the improvement?
As we said from the recommendation po, we are going to improve it by replacing the microcontroller with the lesser price. And also we are recommending to use the injection molding because we can save up to 70% off for the fabrication cost.
Okay, salamat.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I
Good
don't
afternoon.
have a question and recommendation lang. So since this is for commercialization, I advise not to use a freeware. Arduino is an open source. So if you're going to sell this, might as well have and also the microcontroller is just for the frequency check, right? So there are a lot of simpler circuits to use. You don't really need to have the microcontroller circuit. Also, with regards din sa frequency, maybe you could also maglagay ng fidelity features such that hindi siya makakakuha. Ang makukuha niya lang talaga is the frequency within the distance na sinet nyo. Kasi paano kung malayo? So, may maraming frequency siyang pwedeng masagap kasi solenoid yung gamit yung material. So, iyon lang for recommendation.
Okay. Now my question here is something related to a specific variety of coconut, no? At sinabi nyo during my interview, hindi nyo siya na-consider. But that is one particular important factor in determining, no, yung soundness. Kasi bawat variety ng coconut may kanya-kanyang thickness, may kanya-kanyang maturity indices. So in short, I want you to consider that if you're going to sell your product, your sensor, or kung ano man siya, sa wide variety of coconut industry. Right now, there is what you call a program of the Philippine Coconut Authority in terms of coconut planting material that are dwarfed, but maraming bearing ng fruits. So isa ito, sa po pwede nyo pa rin i-consider because yung ginamit nyo, nga pala, bakit sa Sultan Kudarat pa kayo nagpunta? Ang dami-dami sa Quezon, Laguna. Anong meron sa Sultan Kudarat? Walang kukulisan. Walang kukulisan.
Well, doon po sa Sultan Kudarat, the main problem was searching for the farm that will accept the device. So, basis lang po the problem na is mainly on communication. So, yung Sultan Kudarat lang po yung main go po sa amin na i-deploy sa kanilang device.
Pero 100 plus lang naman yung coconut fruit na ginamit ninyo eh. Hindi naman thousands. Nakita ko, hindi ba? Pinakita nyo yung data, 100 plus coconut lang. 119. And that is not also enough sample for you to come up with a sensor, ha? Another considerations that you have to make to improve further. Your product is very good. I appreciate that.
Thank you po.
No, I appreciate that. That is also similar to moisture meter for wood. No? Meron na niyan sa market. Ang point ko lang dito is hindi niyo ba kinonsider dahil 91% error yan na yung 9% error ay dahil saan? Ano ang cause? Anong cause factor?
Yung majority po nun is from the noise nung mga nasa paligid po.
Yung kaya o hindi kaya yung kulay ng ano? Yung kulay ng balat ng husk. Take note that the longer the husk is exposed, yung bunot, it also affects the soundness of the coconut. Kaya yung ibig ko sabihin, during the time na tinetest ninyo to, in-isolate nyo dapat lahat ng mga in-identify in-identify na malauhog, malakanin, kung ano man siya, malatenga, in-identify nyo doon at tiningnan nyo kung ano ang common feature nung 9 na yon, 9% na yon na error. So, dapat may analysis kayo nun. Kasi 91% error for me is still low. That is still low. If you are going to sell a specific type of coconut meat that are supposed to be in the market, malulugi kayo nun. Yung ano na yun. So, yun lang yung comment ko dun sa inyong product.
Thank you po for telling us. And idadagdag na lang din po namin sa recommendations.
Where did you conduct your study? Sa farm site o sa store?
We conducted our study in the farm. But our initial sampling was conducted in a place like our school, like that.
Medyo malaki error natin dyan. And I'm very sure of that. Dapat doon mismo sa field. So you know very well the number of days it was harvested from the flowering stage para ma-connect ninyo yan. Kasi pag, kunwari, you have harvested that for a week or for a month, malaki na yung changes niyan. Malaki yan. No? In terms of physicochemical characteristics also of coconut. Not only that, meron din sinabi sa inyo si Sir Egay something about the husk. Talagang may effect yon. So next time around, although I appreciate, maganda yan, makakatulong sa farmers, no? Pero for your study to be, ako kasi I am a plant physiologist, I know very well na ang laki ng effect noon. You should have done that right there sa field. And you should have probably tied up with the farmer. Para kasi yung ibang may study niyan, in the past, nagko-color code sila eh. So they know very well from maturity, from flowering to maturity. So ma-establish niyo siya. At the same time, you can see how effective that device is. No? Sige, but I also appreciate, maganda siya. It will help the coconut farmers.
Thank you po. We'll consider those po for our future studies po.
Just wondering kanina, no? Looking at your cost comparison, may nakita kong cost na may mga ngatok, saka may device. What does it mean that the farm owner hires ang mga ngatok?
Yes.
Kaya may cost component doon sa mga ngatok.
Yes po. Based po sa survey po namin, yung bawat akyat daw po ng buko, binabayaran daw po nila yung mga ngatok nila.
Okay. But, kung may device, sino mag-ooperate ng device? Yung mga ngatok pa rin ba? O yung farm owner?
Kahit hindi na po trained yung gumamit nun, kahit po yung mismong may-ari na lang po ng farm.
So, may cost component pa rin. Hindi naman yung farm owner ang gagamit ng device, di ba? May cost component pa rin. Tama?
Since sir, kasi po, mga experience, mga ngatok na po yung usually na sinasabi po sa amin na kumakatok, pag ginamit po yung device namin, kahit hindi na po experience yung gumamit, malilesen po yung parang fee po nila. Parang may fixed fee po.
May labor component pa rin, di ba? May labor. You just review your cost cost comparison nyo, okay?
Okay po, sir.
Okay. Baka mas mababa raw, baka kalahati na lang.
Meron pala akong tanong isa pa. How long can you use that device? May idea ba kayo?
Well, doon po sa device namin, gumagamit po siya ng 850 milliamp per hour na battery. So, pag chinarge nyo po siya to full bat, pwede po siyang umabot ng 2 days hanggang humina po yung solenoid knocker niya. So, it's up to 2 days po to use.
Pero i-charge nyo lang, you can still use it.
Yes po.
Yung
Rechargeable po yung battery.
For how long? Although, bago nyo lang yan ginawa, no?
Yung battery po namin, 15 to 30 minutes nyo lang po siya i-charge. Since 850 milliamp per Henry po siya. Sobrang bilis po niya. Isa po siyang LiPo battery po.
I'm asking the whole device, yung buong component niya. Interested ako kung very ano siya if you can use that for a number of years.
About yun po sa lifetime nung device. Since binuo po namin yung pinaka-first namin na device yung final device po last June. So hanggang ngayon naman po, di pa po kami nakaka-experience ng any downside dun po doon sa battery. Gumagana pa rin, dun po sa buong device, gumagana pa rin po siya na maayos.
May isa pa akong tanong. How much is the cost of your device?
The cost of the device po per unit is 2,598 pesos po.
Medyo expensive. Well, sige, medyo expensive din yun kung ordinary coconut farmer yung gagamit.
But if you're going to use naman po na yung sinasabi po namin na recommendation, kung bababaan po yung microcontroller, as we can see po dun sa cost analysis, yung pinaka nagpamahal po kasi dun yung microcontroller namin. But if we're going to use a lesser cost, cheaper amount of microcontroller, mas mapapababa po yung 2,598 pesos.
Actually, although under commercial viability din, dapat yan tingnan din natin yung cost vis-a-vis yung labor cost. Dapat yun meron din kayong presentation, parang comparative, compare mo how much they can save in terms of the labor, all those things. Anyway, sige.
Last question. Are you going to sell the design or the product? Same question kanina.
We are going to sell the product po.
Product mismo. Meron na nga halimbawa dito sa Pilipinas. Ni Dr. Fortuna meron. Paano nyo makukumbinsi ang mga bibili? Now, you are now on the commercialization side. Have you tested or have you surveyed the potential users of coconut
Yes po, sir.
tester?
Yes po, sir. Yun po. Din-apply po namin siya sa farmers, sa consumers, and the vendors. And based po dun sa feedbacks, lalo na po dun sa farmers, gusto po talaga nila gamitin yung device namin. Pati po dun sa, lalo na po dun sa consumer na hindi po marunong dun sa pinag-apply po namin. Yung feedback niya po is, mabilis po siyang nakaklasify ng coconut, kahit wala po yung mga.
On your recommendation regarding sa cost reduction, no? If you will buy a cheaper microcontroller ba yun?
Yes po.
So, do you think it will be quality?
Yes, sir. Same lang po yung quality. Bali po kasi yung
Kasi normally, di ba, high price product, high quality product. Low price product, no? Low quality siya. So I am more concerned on the quality. Pag pinalitan mo yung microcontroller mo, baka naman maapektuhan yung length of service ng iyong product.
Sir, not really po. Kasi po, since we are on our initial prototyping and characterization po, we used Arduino. Pero if ipupush po talaga for commercialization, we will use the microcontroller that will use a hard code na coding po, na kaya pong gawin yung ginagawa po ng Arduino namin sa microcontroller po. Kaya lang po siya naging mura is hard code po yung gagawin po sa microcontroller po.
Thank you po. Magandang araw.
Okay, thank you very much. Once again,
the marketing manager, private group of companies, Stellar Equipment Incorporated. We also have the director of the Steve Campus, we have Mr. Jean Paul Martinez. We have the chief Office of Scholarship and Financial Assistance, Engineer Annalisa Budigo. We have Engineer Cyrus Kennedy Mapabangon, properly from Cagayan State University. And from Iloilo, Amang Rodriguez Institute of Science and Technology, we have the following. Engineer Ronald Bapal, Professor Edmond Almazan, Engineer Rogelio Novedado, Engineer Eduardo Sison. Also, we are lucky to have the Dean of the College of Engineering, Dr. Remedios Ado. Once again, welcome, ma'am. The Chairperson of the Electrical Engineering Department, Engineer Vilma Perez. Chair of the Computer Engineering Department, Engineer Julius Cancino. Chairperson of the Industrial Engineering Department, we have Engineer Arvin J. Austria. We also have the Dean of the Institute of Technology and Chairperson of Railway Engineering Department, we have Engineer Ramir Cruz. Welcome po sa ating the Annual Research Award. And also, we encourage everyone to post your pictures in your FB page with the hashtag 12th Araw. Because later on, we are going to select 3 winners. And each winner will be receiving the following: a limited edition 12th Araw shirt, a tumbler and string bag from Accenture. So definitely we'll be taking a look at the posts that you have and make sure you use the hashtag properly. Thank you very much, and we'll be proceeding on with the last presentation for this afternoon. We have the chairperson, Engineer Kenneth Lana. Good afternoon, sir. And now we shall proceed on with the last presentation for this afternoon. The researchers are from the University of Perpetual Health, Delta System, Calamba Campus. The title of the research is The King's Bed Wheelchair. The researchers are the following: Jasmine Joy Aldaba, Clonines de la Cruz, Jeriel de la Cruz, and Harold Curachon. Their advisor is Antoinette E. Maliegon. Once again, let's give our researchers a warm round of applause.
Pleasant afternoon to each and everyone. I am Jasmine Aldaba from University of Perpetual Health, Delta. And I am here to present to you our project feasibility study entitled The King's Bed Wheelchair under the course commercialization. To start with, the focus of our study is on elderly, persons with disability, persons who needs emergency attention, and those who are having a hard time lifting and transferring patients from bed to wheelchair and vice versa. The medical equipment, especially bed and wheelchair in the Philippines, increased yearly. It played a major important role in the hospital, and it became an issue that needs immediate attention. According to the Department of Health, there are only 4 out of 17 regions who complied with the standard hospital bed ratio and only the National Capital Region complied with the World Health Organization international setting requirements. The researchers' aim is to open ideas for innovative medical equipment here in the Philippines that offers convenience, safety, mobility among users with an affordable price. The study have a substantial significant study to the students with the same field of specialization, researchers and future researchers, and especially the local manufacturers of medical equipment. To answer the feasibility of the project, there are following aspects such as marketing, technical, financial, organization, and management aspect. The study was conducted and participated by the primary, secondary, and tertiary hospitals in Laguna, namely San Pedro, Biñan, Santa Rosa, Calamba, Cabuyao, San Pablo, and Santa Cruz with a total of 33 hospitals. A survey questionnaires were distributed and followed up by a face-to-face interview to generate a more comprehensive evidences and analysis. The King's bed wheelchair is a combination of bed and wheelchair in one. It is designed for elderly and those who are having a hard time in transferring patients. Also, it is reliable and convenient for the other who are using it. An economic and space-saving in medical industries. The King's bed wheelchair has 8 frameworks. It shows that the King's bed wheelchair has a stainless frame in its body, in its railings, in wheelchair, and other parts. It is a corrosion resistant, a fire and heat resistant, and has an aesthetic appearance. It also has strength to weight advantages which can carry from 80 to 100 pounds, a long-term value for medical industries. The King's bed wheelchair has different parts. The first part is from the wheelchair. There are different parts of wheelchair such as it has an adjustable footrest for the patients who are using in it, a wheel caster, an adjustable armrest in the wheelchair side, an adjustable headrest for the comfortability of the patient, and also a soft cushion. Another one, it has a detachable table. For the bed parts, there are 360 rotating wheel caster which can travel everywhere around the medical industry. Adjustable side railings, adjustable dexterous holder that can also place in wheelchair. And also, it is a soft cushion. The King's bed wheelchair turns to a complete bed will cost 28,000 pesos, while the individual bed costs 40 above 1,000 pesos and the wheelchair costs 18,000 above. Iconic Corporation will be situated in Barangay Pansol, Calamba City, Laguna, with a land area of 5,000 square meters, a total investment cost of 11.1 thousand. Each product would take 39 minutes to finish with 8 operating hours and 1.5 minutes break time. 2 line would operate that would have an output of 20 units per day. And in 302 days, we have the capacity to produce 6,040 units per year. For the market analysis, we have 44 to 45 percentage gap in the market. And for the market share, the Keynes bed wheelchair shows 29.77%, which shows that it can contribute to the medical industry in the Philippines since it is greater than 10%. For its projected sales from the year 2018 up to year 2022, its projected sales shows a continuously increasing. We have a brochures, tarpaulins, and other social medias to advertise our product. And for our financial ratio, we have the current ratio, equity ratio, debt ratio, net profit margin, gross profit margin, return on equity, shows that the company is stable in the medical industry in the coming years. While its return on investment shows that the investment costs are wisely used and can be returned in 1 year and 3 months. We have an average inflation rate of 2.22%. In this graph, it shows that the net income is continuously increasing as well as its financial position. And for the results and discussion, there are 33 hospitals who participated and 42% of them from the secondary, 24% from tertiary, and 6% from the primary said that they are willing to avail the product, while the other 27% have no response since they are undecided about the price of the product. The demand of the potential hospital patients shows that from the year 2013 up to year 2017, it is increasing, but with a sudden decrease from the year 2016. For the sales, there are a huge gap to cater, but this means sales and profit for the firm. For our conclusion, the Keynes bed wheelchair is feasible and viable in the market because it provides ergonomically designed product that will benefit the elderly, persons with disability, persons who needs emergency attention, and those who are having a hard time lifting and transferring patients. Also, the company fills the needs in every medical, healthcare, and hospitals. For our recommendation, we would like to have a follow-up study involving more hospitals with more researchers participants may be pursued. And lastly, increasing the number of participants will increase the reliability and generalizability of the data. To end our presentation, I would like to impart to you what we've learned as an IE Perpetualite, that with this research, we were able to innovate and elevate medical equipment to address the needs of the community. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
Thank you very much. We shall now listen to the comments of our evaluators.
Hello, magandang araw. Siyempre, pag may matanda na tayong kasama, no? Mother ko kasi may wheelchair, okay? Pero wala kaming ganyan, na nakasama ang wheelchair sa bed niya. Okay? Ang gusto ko lang malaman, kung mako-commercialize yan, yung bang bed nyo na may kasamang wheelchair, nabababa din? Pwede ba siyang ibaba? Kasi ang problema ko sa mother ko, gusto niya ibababa talaga to the max ang bed niya. Nabababa ba yan?
Actually po, ma'am, hindi po siya nabababa. So, bali po, if ever po na mag-i-innovate po ulit, that will be our further recommendation for the other researchers and innovators.
So far, yung product nyo, fixed na.
Yes po.
So kung ano yung height yun na yun.
Yes,
Okay, sige, salamat.
Thank you po.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My question is if you are familiar, if you're familiar with the same product already available in the market.
Sorry, ma'am.
Upon searching, there is exactly the same product in the market already. Have do you know that there is a product of the same function, actually the same, even the aesthetics?
Hello po. Dito po sa Pilipinas, so based po dun sa research namin, wala pa po. Wala pa po naglalabas sa market.
Meron sa Lazada.
Same po ng product.
Yung sa Lazada po is, yung sa Lazada po is import from other countries. Ang pinapropose po namin is,
Yes. So, I mean, okay, given that delivery and shipping are not an issue anymore, so what we're trying to say is, or what we're trying to ask is, given that you know pala na there's that product in the market already, what would you tell me that would make me buy your product instead of that product already available?
our priority po kasi is yung primary and secondary hospitals who are nakabase sa Kapitolyo, which their medical funds or budget is limited only. So they are not able to afford yung mga imported or yung mga individual hospital equipments na kailangan po nila, like hospital bed and wheelchair. Our product is costly po na unlike them, kaya na po nilang i-avail yung product, and this means na kaya na yung increasing number of patients po na nangyayari here in the Philippines and in this industry, we can contribute to the medical industry na malesen yung pag-increase or pagkakaroon ng overcrowded na patient sa medical industries.
So basically, it's just the price.
Yes po.
Same product, just difference in the price.
Actually, ma'am, that's the same po. Kasi we've just innovated some features po.
Which are?
Which are like po dun sa wheelchair po namin. So yung brake po ng wheelchair namin is reversible po. So when you press it, ma'am, yung brake saka siya magmo-move, and then pag hindi mo po siya pinaras yung brake, mag-stop po siya.
Ganun na po siya talaga. Ganun na talaga ang share.
Based on our research po, wala pa pong, kasi mostly automated na po yung mga ibang hospital beds.
Okay? So, my question now is this. No, your target beneficiaries are local hospitals, correct?
Yes po.
Okay, correct. Comparing now to those products in the market, if you're going to offer that to local hospitals, which is basically a government, anong klase ng approach ang gagawin mo para matanggap yan ng local hospital kung hindi pa established ang inyong kumpanya? Hindi pa established, pero may established na, nasa Lazada na nga eh. It's the same feature, same ano.
Based dun sa survey po namin, nag-conduct po kami ng survey dun po sa mga hospital, then po dun sa mga kapitolyo po, gaya po dun sa, around po sa Laguna po. Meron naman pong percentage na nag-a-accept po na willing po sila mag-buy ng product namin. If ever po na ma-market siya.
Pa ilan-ilang unit? Sino ang bibili? Ang patient o ang hospital? Tinanong ninyo ha? yung tinanong ninyo. There's a big difference between the patient and the hospital administration.
Actually, sir, based on our research, we just conducted, and the hospitals are willing to buy po the product.
Willing to buy if there is an existing company. Take note of the... Hindi nyo pa kasi alam mga iho yung patakaran sa pagbili ng mga gamit sa government institution. No? Malaking influence niyan. Ang point ko lang sa inyo is, if you're going to sell that product to the existing companies that are here in the Philippines, pwede siguro yung design ninyo, ang ibenta ninyo, para makapag-mass produce sila. Kasi kung kayo mismo ang magtatayo ng kumpanya ninyo at magtatayo kayo ng ganyan, baka malugi kayo. Baka by that time na may tayo ninyo yung inyong kumpanya, mababa na yung presyo ng Lazada. No? Mas established pa yon. Ang tinatanong ko sa inyo ngayon is a matter of IP protecting now your innovation. Kung meron nga kayong innovation. While there is an existing product similar, exactly the same, pero hindi ko alam kung ano yung mga added feature nyo, ano ngayon ang pinakabentahin ninyo in terms of IP protection sa inyong design? Kasi dapat, meron kayong point of comparison kung bakit nyo ginawa yan. Alam natin, meron kayong research na ginawa. Ano ang pagkakaiba nito doon sa similar? Kasi wala kayong comparison Ang ginawa nyong comparison, wheelchair lang, tsaka bed, costing nun. Pero meron ng specific product na gano'n. Dapat yung same feature as your product is the one that you should have presented. Kasi available naman yung mga information, no? Kaya nga meron kaming dito, cellphone. Every time you present, madaling i-check kung meron na sa market or meron ng patent, no? So, nakikita namin ngayon as a panelist, yung mga weaknesses ng research. But then, you can possibly improve. Ang point ko dito is, ano yung innovation nyo at yan yung gagamiting point in convincing your target market. Is it cost? Is it locally fabricated? Kung halimbawang kailangan nyo? O let's say for example, ano-ano mga dapat yung kinonsider?
We considered also the cost and the local manufacturers here in the Philippines po. Since wala pa pong nagpo-produce dito sa Philippines dahil there are more process na pagdadaanan pa para makapagtayo ng isang company and para makapagbenta agad-agad ng medical equipment. Thank you po.
Sige. Pag-aralan nyo muna yung dahil may mga mabababang price pa ako nakita dito, ayoko nang i-convince, no? Dahil medyo mataas yung price ninyo, kahit fabricated, okay? So, thank you very much. I don't know if the other panelists have questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, University of Perpetual Assistant Campus for your presentation on base technology. We would like to acknowledge Engineer Ratilo Manabuay, Chief Assessor, PCT Open University. Engineer Dr. Salvador, Chair, Electronics Engineering Department. Also, we would like to recognize student organizations, PUP Manila
University of the Philippines, the country's first Polytechnic U. PUP is a state-run university governed by the Republic Act 8292, known as the Higher Education Modernization Act of 1997, and its implementing rules and regulations contained in the Commission on Higher Education Memorandum Circular Number 4, Series of 1997. It is home to more than 70,000 students, making it the largest state university in the Philippines in terms of student population. It is the university's commitment to give qualified and talented students access to quality and responsive education to aid them in the achievement of their dreams and the improvement of their lives. True to its commitment of making education accessible to all, the university has strategically established campuses and branches all over Luzon. Boasts of its roster of 1,483 full-time and part-time faculty members and 707 administrative employees. The faculty members and employees perform the collective goal of training, servicing, and supporting the university's stakeholders. From its humble beginnings in 1904, PUP was originally established as the Manila Business School, primarily for the training of personnel for government service and to provide skills needed for private employment. 4 years later, the Manila Business School was renamed Philippine School of Commerce, or PSC, and merged with the Philippine Normal School from 1933 to 1946. Through the virtue of Republic Act 778, PSC was renamed to Philippine College of Commerce, or PCC, in 1952. In April 1, 1978, PCC was converted into a chartered state university, now known as the Polytechnic University of the Philippines by virtue of Presidential Decree Number 1341. PUP truly has come a long way from a business school to a premier polytechnic university, the very first in the country. Every year, around 50,000 graduating high school students, mostly from economically challenged families, take the Polytechnic University of the Philippines College Entrance Test, or PUP set, and hope to become one of the 10,000 who will be given a chance to be new PUPians. At present, the university offers more than 80 programs in the graduate and undergraduate levels, with its strategic direction of making the colleges vertically articulated. Graduate School, College of Accountancy and Finance, College of Arts and Letters, College of Architecture and Fine Arts, College of Business Administration, College of Communication, College of Computer and Information Sciences, College of Education, College of Engineering, College of Law, College of Political Science and Public Administration, College of Social Sciences and Development, College of Science, College of Tourism, Hospitality and Transportation Management, College of Human Kinetics, Institute of Technology. PUP further strengthens its open university system through expanded tertiary education equivalency and accreditation program and the non-traditional system program. It caters to borderless educational system that aims to reach many learners as possible. For more than a century of existence, countless outstanding achievements have raised PUP to the level of a national comprehensive university. With a vision to transform the university into an epistemic community, PUP subscribes to the idea that a university should have an extensive research and extension development culture. Each year, PUP surpasses national passing rate in licensure examinations and ranks among the top in different academic disciplines. PUP has also institutionalized academic exchange and international cooperation with various countries all over the world through its Office of International Affairs. Today, PUP is relishing its successes and its students are enjoying unprecedented academic opportunities. An enhanced campus environment, upgraded colleges, state-of-the-art technology. And nationally and internationally recognized programs. It has gone far from what it was more than a century ago. This is mainly due to the support given by the government, the PUP community, and its benefactors. With the combined efforts, PUP will continue to be a partner in nation building and in poverty alleviation for the marginalized sector of the society, with quality, responsive, and relevant education as a tool. PUP, the country's first polytechnic U.
sa Manila. Signed, Manuel M. Muhi, Dr. G, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Polytechnic University of the Philippines. May I call Bataan Peninsula State University. Bataan State University. Cagayan State University. Okay, please come up on stage. Dito na po, sa gitna. A round of applause for the Cagayan State University. Next, we have the La Salle University, Manila. Then we have the Eulogio Amang Rodriguez Institute of Science and Technology. Palakpakan po natin sila. Then we have FEU, Institute of Technology. Holy Angel University. ICCT Colleges Foundation Incorporated. Jose Rizal University. Mapua University. Marinduque State College. Mapua University. National University. Malungkon Institute of Technology. Pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila. Polytechnic University of the Philippines. We also have the Polytechnic University of the Philippines Institute of Technology. Technological Institute of the Philippines.
Perpetual Health System.
Dapat may live feed siya. Problema ay hindi naman gumagana yung board. Ano eh, boss na? Sira yung wire. Dito lang kasi basket ko eh.
And University of East. Okay, once again, we thank these schools for participating in this event. This time we'll proceed on with the awarding of the plaque of recognition to our panel of evaluators. Let me read the citation. The Polytechnic University of the Philippines, in collaboration with the Department of Science and Technology, National Capital Region, and North International Distributors. This plaque of recognition is hereby awarded to Engineer Maria Fatima Ofelia D. Cruz for having served as a member of the panel of evaluators for the final judging of the 12th Annual Research Awards with the theme Pagpapayabong ng Agham at Teknolohiya para sa Sambayanan. Given this 8th day of March 2019 at the Bulwagang Balagtas 4th floor ng Aquino Library and Learning Resource Center, PUP Magini Campus, Santa Mesa, Manila. Signed, Emmanuel C. de Guzman, PhD, President, Polytechnic University of the Philippines.
Siguro i-ano mo na lang, submit mo na lang dun sa stage ah.
Dr. Amel P. Marquez for having served as a
Aluyo.
Hindi kaya yan din problema mo sa projector kanina? Or naset mo na yan kanina? Wait. Wala talaga eh. Yung output mo kasi ng
have a research study entitled Development and Fabrication of Fill Flash Controlled Barrel as an Alternative Pico-Hydropower Harvesting System. Congratulations.
title, Exploratory Using Bacteria, Bacillus subtilis as a self-healing concrete, a basis of strengthening infrastructure in the Philippine setting. Congratulations.
Congratulations po. And now we will announce the second place.
And for the second place, the title, The Combined Effects of Nano-Montmorillonite and Halloysite Nanoclay to the Workability and Compressive Strength of Concrete. Congratulations. the researchers of power output enhancement of plant microbial fuel cells through stacking and compartmentalization. Ang haba. Compartmentalization. Haba talaga. Congratulations.
awardee for the third prize under commercialization research category. The title of the research project is Design and Fabrication of a Walking Frame intended for safe stair climbing and descending of the elderly and differently able person. Under the commercialization research category, the title of the research project is The Cane's Bed Wheelchair. prize winner is the project Arduino-based sound acquisition system for classifying maturity using fast Fourier transform.
Congratulations to all of our winners. And this time, we'll have to give the award for the outstanding research. And the winner will receive 15,000 pesos and a plaque. Okay, and this will be awarded by the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Manuel M. Rui.
For Best Research Award, development and fabrication of field flash control barrel as an alternative pico-hydro power harvesting system, Cagayan State University. Congratulations.
All the winners, please come up on stage. Our panel of evaluators as well, the faculty members, are going to have a photo opportunity. While we are having the photo opportunity, this event is made possible by the Polytechnic University of the Philippines in cooperation with the Department of Science and Technology (NCR), the OST Technology Application and Promotion Institute, the OST Philippine Council for Industry, Energy, and Emerging Technology Research and Development, North International Distributors. This event was brought to you by Escala Engineering Review Center, Land Bank of the Philippines, Bounty Agro Ventures Incorporated, BDO Unibank Incorporated, One Food Group Management Services. Special thanks to Accenture, PUP Manila Innovations and Development Society, PUP Aggregates, Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers, PUP Student Chapter, Railway Engineering Student Society, Association of Concerned Computer Engineering Students for Service, and PUP Radio Engineering Circle. Also, we would like to thank the following schools who participated in this event: Bulacan Peninsula State University, Bulacan State University, Cagayan State University, De La Salle, Manila, Iloilo co-chairman of the 12th Annual Research Award. And the plaque of recognition given to Engineer Clarina H. Aquino as the sponsorship head.
Also, we would like to take the opportunity for plaque issue to be awarded to Professor John Carlo Bien as the Hataw ceremony. As a picture,